Hey everybody, so we're going to get into a natural makeup tutorial today. And we're going to go ahead and just get our eyebrows done off camera. And then I'm just going to show you guys how I line them. So I did use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer. And this was the dark brown to do my eyebrows. But like I said, I did those off camera. And we're just going to go ahead and line our eyebrows with the medium beige. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And when I'm lining my eyebrows, I make sure to go all the way past the tail of the eyebrow because I want to make sure that it gives it a defined look on the end. And that's really, to me, what makes your brows defined when they look like they're on fleek. So we're just going to do the same thing to the other side. So when you are doing this, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you can go back in and fix your eyebrow a little bit, but you want to get it to the best of your ability. And just use your fingers and blend that concealer in. And sometimes when I am doing my eyebrows, I accidentally hit it with my finger. I'm horrible because my nails are so long. So I usually have to go back in and like reline my eyebrow just to make sure it's super defined and on fleek. And then we're just gonna go ahead and use some of the LA Girl Pro Concealer and put that on our eyelids across the whole eye just so that it can make our eyeshadows pop whenever we put the color in. So the first color that we are using is going to be Sandalwood. And this is from the Huda Beauty Palette. And we're just gonna put this color across our whole entire eye just so that it creates a base for us to work with. And you just wanna go ahead and blend that in, blend, blend, blend. And then we're gonna use some of the henna and put that as a transition color right above our crease. And just go ahead and blend that in as well because you wanna make sure you don't have any harsh lines. And then I am just using a angled eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna go in with the Man-Eater color and I'm gonna put that right in my crease so I can go ahead and create that pop. So if you see it's getting darker because I wanna make sure that you know this is very defined. And then just do the same thing to your other side and just blend that on in. And I like to blend it all the way to my corners and all the way back to the edge of my eye. Then I am going to go in with the black truffle color and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that on in my corners to make sure I give it that smoky look, but nothing too dramatic because we are going to blend that out. And just blend to the center of your eye because then you're going to come in with a gold. So we're gonna go in with our moon dust and we're gonna blend that in right in the corner of your eyelid and you're gonna blend that over a little bit of that black and extend past that. Then you're gonna touch that black back up with that black truffle because we wanna make sure that that is defined and it pops. So once you have achieved the darkness that you want in your crease, you want to then go back in with that Man-Eater and you're just going to bring that color back out because I feel like once you do a lot of the blending, you start to lose some of the pigment. So we're just going to bring the saturation back out for that. And then we're also going to go back in with a combination of the sandalwood and the henna and we're just going to bring that right back in under our eyebrows so we can make sure we're taking away that harshness. I am lining my eyes for a winged liner with the ink liner in Trooper and it's just a solid black. And I like to start by drawing the wing first and then I just go back in and fill it in and then make sure I extend all the way to my waterline but not too thick. If you don't like a winged liner, you do not have to do this part. I do it for a more dramatic effect. And do the same thing to your other side. Just draw that wing first and then just go ahead and fill everything in. We're gonna go in under our eyes with a smudge brush and we're gonna use some of the henna to add a little pop For your eyes, this brings them out a little bit more and just kind of brings all your colors together. And then once you've done that, you're gonna go back in with the Man Eater and you're gonna put this as close to your waterline as possible. And it just gives it more of a transition. We are going to prime our faces with the POREfessional, and this is the Matte Rescue. And just put that over your entire face and just go ahead and just smooth that on in. Then we're gonna spray our face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. And just let that dry before you put your foundation on. I wanted to go in with the orange color corrector and just cover some of those dark spots and blemishes that I've had. So I'm just going ahead and putting that under my eyes and any place that I feel, you know, I'm a little dark. And then I'm just blending that in. So then I am going to go in with my foundation. And this is a mix between the Fenty 320 and the Makeup Forever HD foundation in a Y445. And I'm just making sure to use this as a full coverage to cover all of that orange up, because that orange sometimes can be really hard to cover. So you have to make sure you just put enough foundation. And I'm just blending that in with my beauty blender. The key is to make sure that your beauty blender is wet. You wanna make sure that your beauty blender is wet when you're blending, and you can even spray it with some of your setting spray just to give it that finished look. Once I've gone in and I've used the full coverage foundation, I'm gonna go in again with that medium beige of the LA Girl Pro Concealer and just use that to contour my face. I'm putting it under my eyes, in between my eyebrows, and on my forehead, down the center of my nose, right on my lips, and then on my chin a little. And then I'm just using a beauty blender and going ahead and blending that on in. And for this part, you also want to make sure that your beauty blender is wet and moist. My favorite palette to go ahead and contour with is the True Complexion palette, and I use the medium to dark. I use a mix between the sculpt and the contour, and I just like to go in on my cheeks and just blend in circles and just give myself a little bit more contour to make my cheeks pop. And then I like to make my face a little more 3D. And then when I'm blending my chin, this is one thing I like to do because I feel like it makes my face a little bit more skinnier. If you look, you can see the difference between one side where I have my contour for my chin and the other side. Now I didn't go too dark when I was doing this, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, there was a line. It looked like that I had a line between where my neck and my chin should be and where I felt like it was. And then you just smooth out with your beauty blender. I am using the MAC Kitty Foot Brush. After I've put on concealer, I feel like it sometimes washes me out, so I like to go back in there with some of that skin finish so that I can go ahead and just bring some of the color back to my skin. And then I'm just going in with some of the Ben Nye banana powder, and I'm just gonna put it under my eyes and anywhere on my face that I feel like I'm going to crease, as well as defining that contour line on my cheeks that I worked so hard on. And I usually like to put it on my forehead too, because I do feel like I crease there, especially when I smile and make certain faces. So once we let that sit for a little, then we're just gonna go ahead and brush that on away. And just be careful when you're brushing not to hit your eyes and mess up your eyeshadow. Then we're gonna go in with the BlackUp blush color. And this is like a peachy color from them. I love it. And just add a little bit on your cheeks, not too much, because we are going for a natural look. And if I feel like I've washed away my contour a little, I do go back in and touch that up just so that it, you know, it does stand out and it looks pretty defined. Now we are going to add our final touches with our Fenty Trophy Wife highlighter. And just get your fan brush and just go ahead and dust that on your cheek. And this highlighter is very, very pigmented, so you don't need much when you're doing it. It also makes for a really good eyeshadow if you ever want to use a pretty gold. So we are going to set our look with that Urban Decay setting spray, and we are also going to use the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. and just set everything so that nothing moves. And I'm just going back in and touching up that eyeshadow under my eye, which was that man-eater, just so I can bring that color back out. And then I'm just gonna set my eyebrows with the Anastasia brow gel in clear. I am using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, and this is the gold in a 621A, and just putting that on my waterline so I can pop the entire look. For lashes today, we are using the J'adore 3D 12 lash collection, and we're just gonna go ahead and use that Sassi eyelash glue in black and place that on our lash, and then use 2 tweezers to go ahead and make sure it's as close to my eyelash line as possible. And I always moisturize my lip before putting any lipstick on. I feel like they tend to dry you out. Then we are going to go in with the 34 Bite pencil in pink. And it's like a hot pink. And then just going ahead on top of that and using the MAC Heroin lipstick, which is also a purpley matte. And I love it. It almost has like a fuchsia tint to it. I like to line my lipstick at the end of my look just because I don't want any smudges around the lips. It gives it that final look. And this is it, ladies. This is our final look. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts. Please share this for all your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for our next video for the daily makeup routine, which was requested and also beginner friendly.